theorizing, predicting, and getting drunk. These are all elements that were required to make today's video, and what exactly we'll be doing today is predicting what are the new abilities for the next support hero. I already did this once, and I'm not talking about getting drunk before recording my scripts, but my video, which turned out to be a pathetic joke, because while I was theorizing what would be the kit of now very well-known support hero Lifeweaver, Blizzard released their official trailer for him, which I handled pretty well in my opinion. What surprised me is the fact I practically predicted most of his kit correctly, including the ultimate Baobab ability, by simply noting down what we already have in the game and what would be the new original way of doing things, such as providing healing. That's why today I'm giving myself a second chance, and this time I'm giving myself a lot of time in advance, just so I can be happy that I guessed everything correctly a few months before everyone else could see the new hero. With this short introduction out of our way, I'm just going to mention that this very talented fairy artist decided to try out me and my community, so in case you guys are interested in this offer, you know what to do. And now, let's start with the most important part of every support hero, that is its method of healing. We already have most forms of heal, like Piss Beam, Lemon Spray, or my favorite, sniping your own allies, so it's hard to find something that hasn't been done already. This means we need to go into very unconventional ways of shooting or throwing something in a unique way, and what fills this gap is a burst fire form of healing. Think Baptiste primary weapon, but instead of bullets, it shoots micro-Ana healing darts that could be hitscan or could be projectiles as well, like Lucio's primary fire, both of which are something we have not seen before. And what's even more interesting is that this form would be similar to Illari's or Ana's healing, where the aiming skill plays a huge role in being good at this hero, which I really think would be nice to see. There is a reason Ana is the most popular healer among the players. Of course, the fire rate may differ from the already existing heroes to balance things out and make it stand out from the rest of the healing methods, but I also thought about a different healing mechanic, where the simplest way to explain it is imagine Baptiste, but he only heals on impact. So if you miss and hit the ground, wall, or the moon, it does absolutely nothing. A very nice one-to-one representation of what I'm talking about is the lock and load from TF2, where the pills only explode on impact, but break when landing on any surface that isn't enemy flesh. Tell me down in the comments what do you think about these, and which one would be better or cooler in your opinion. We're going to skip the primary fire segment, as it can be practically anything, from a simple hitscan Uzi or rifle to Junkrat's frag launcher, but simply with lower damage. So let's talk about the abilities. There is a clear trend with support heroes, especially the new ones, that they need to have some form of mobility. Kiriko has teleport and wall climb, Lifeweaver has fart jump and platform, and Lucio is the embodiment of mobility. With so many different and unique ways of moving around, we're looking for something not present in the game, or reworking something that already exists and giving it a brand new use. What no support hero has is a blink ability, or more exactly dash. Let's leave blinking to the Brits. Dashing already exists in the game, and the proud owner of this ability is Genji. To give this unique twist for our unknown support hero, what if instead of damage, the support dash would heal all allies that were passed by while casting? This gives us a deeper gameplay to an otherwise simple mobility ability. By giving the player a choice. Do you want to use this ability to heal multiple people in front of you, or save it and use it as an escape tool in dangerous situations? With this playstyle, we are also giving a unique positioning playstyle, different to any other support, making you always consider the most optimal position for your dash to not only escape but also heal on the way. Moira can fade away back to safety without any punishment other than the cooldown, and Bridget can dash back or dash straight into an enemy, and all of these playstyles require a certain positioning method, specific to each hero exactly. And also, if you wanted to save someone by dashing in, a second charge might be needed to also get out, like Reinhardt's Fire Strike. But then the healing done by this ability had to be split, so it's not an instant 200 HP refill just by rushing in and out. Another ability that all supports have is some additional utility that isn't focused on doing damage itself, but rather making it easier for others to finish the job. I really don't don't want to see another bland knockback ability, so instead how about we combine Discord Orb with Ash's Dynamite, removing most of the damage and the burn, making the projectile explode on impact, and inflicting a debuff similar to Discord Orb, where each enemy hit is taking slightly more damage for a few seconds. If we're looking for a more unique ability, you could make the projectile explode on recast to make it more of a Junkrat mine, or even going back in time and repurpose the Orisa Halt ability wouldn't be half bad. Amplifying the damage done by you and your team via abilities is only present in Zenyatta's Discord Orb, which is applied to a single enemy target, and the Mercy damage boost, which is also a single target but on your own teammate. There is no multiple target ability that will help deal more damage without it damaging itself, so I think this idea is the most possible original and unique ability for a potential new hero. And vice versa, we could reverse the mechanic of this ability and make it more of a Suzu, where all hit allies will get a short damage boost, but this option is lacking the additional challenge of hitting usually harder to hit enemies, so to enlarge the skill ceiling, let's stick with the hitting the enemy version. And lastly, the most iconic part of each hero's kit, the ultimate ability. Seeing the newest ult of Illari, it is now almost impossible to reliably predict what kind of ultimate ability will the new support get. Flight, one mega enhanced shot with a decaying ticking time bomb mechanic that procs only upon dealing enough damage? Simple, right? So maybe let's try to design an ult that will synergize well with the rest of our imaginary kit. We want an ultimate ability that will try to group enemies in, but Black Hole is not an option because it's already taken. We also have an instant mobility ability. Just saying this out loud makes me laugh, I don't know why. That allows you to get in and get out, so we can play around with an ultimate ability that spawns from your current location, like Orisa's Terra Surge or Sombra's EMP. With that in mind, I have come up with a solution called the Donut of Doom. Upon casting this ult, a donut-shaped mist is laid on the ground that will slowly damage the enemies and slowly heal your allies. This forces the enemies to step inside the circle or step out, which in both cases makes their positioning more predictable, so landing that Discord Dynamite is much easier. Your team is also welcome to step into the fight, as they will be rewarded with a slight healing advantage, because at the end, remember, this is a support ability. To give you a good perspective on what I mean with slowly damages enemies, it must be high enough to force the enemies out of it, but it can't be strong enough to make it as good as Torbjorn's juice. So somewhat lower damage, and to make it more personalized, maybe give the same debuff from the Dynamite to the ult itself as well, so you know, there's more synergy between the kit. You can cast this ult defensively to give your allies even more healing and stop the enemies from coming closer, but you could also dash in the enemy team, cast the ult and dash out to trap them inside the zone. And if they try to escape, they get punished by the damage taken, and if they stay, they become an easy target for your team. The only issue I see with this ult is how would it behave in weird parts of the maps, as flat surfaces are way easier for this ult to behave properly, but if you use it in choke points, closed spaces, multiple level structures, or god forbid, all of those at the same time, it must be a coding hell for this to work, unless it would ignore all collision with map geometry and have infinite range upwards and downwards. But even saying this out loud makes me think this would be too broken and confusing, but that's part of the fun when making new heroes, right? That will conclude today's creative dose of stupidity. I highly encourage you to check out the episode where I was predicting Lifeweaver if you enjoyed this one, and of course, if you have some of your ideas or simply want to tell me what you think, then comment section is welcoming you with wide open arms. Remember to press all of those funny buttons under the video, and with nothing else to say, thanks for watching, have a lovely day, bye bye!